truth I see through the lies, and I won't let you win again. You know you want me, you wanna bring me down. When you hear the sound of my breaking heart, won't let you win again. You want me, you wanna bring me down. When you hear the sound of my breaking heart, won't let you win again.
One of your best dreams I can see. Why you are not here? So just please don't go worries I am on. 360
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Simulation Soccer League. I am Laser. I'll be joined, I won't be joined by anyone this evening. Just be doing it solo today. Today we'll be bringing you Division 2 Matchday number 3. Commentated every Division 2 Matchday so far this season, so I'm happy to be continuing that trend. Today we have some very interesting games coming up. I think the biggest one that I'm looking forward to is our final match day. It's going to be AS Paris and Inter London, two of the four big favorites to go up. But our first game, the one that we now see in front of us, is Montreal and Cairo. Montreal, one of the four teams that are vying for one of the promotion spots, whereas Cairo is a team that's still rebuilding. They had not the greatest season last season, as they had a lot of rookies, a lot of young players, and they still have a lot of rookies and young players, but they're getting better, and it's been good to see them continue to improve. Montreal is on the attack from the get-go, and now here's a through ball for Cup Noodle. Noodle is going to get to the goal, and that is saved by Van Neuer. Patterson will take the corner, and it will be headed out by Laurent. And taken away by Arasov. Adamo now. McGlass skims. Attempted a header to get it onto Jean-Claude, but nothing doing there. Now it's Felix Arasov. 99 up to Normus, back to Arasov in the box. Getting up to the line for a cross, shoots, and it's wide. Blocked by Fantavents, actually. So it'll be another corner, for Cairo this time. Laudrup. And that is recovered by Montreal. Laudrup with the second corner. And Jean-Claude gets a hand to it. Arasov controls a very difficult shot. Stojakovic nearly had a goal, but Toki Wartooth able to get to the ball first. Looked as though Duke would have had the save either way, but central defender nearly picking up a mark on the goal sheet there. Oh, a good interception by O'Rourke up to Waffle, back to Fred, back to Cinnamon. Cinnamon up to Calavera, to Wartooth, to Cinnamon, up to O'Rourke on a through, and that was an excellent run, an excellent through ball, but Van Neuer read it all the way and was able to get across and block the shot. Pedersen's corner, Cinnamon gets ahead to it, but Van Neuer, with a second excellent save in a row, shuts that down. Pedersen to Putneska. They play the 1-2. Stojakovic nearly intercepts, but Pedersen gets it back. Cross for Fred, and Van Neuer holds again. Van Neuer is, he did not have the best of outings in his last appearance after a, we'll say a thorough drubbing. 7-1 loss for Cairo against AC Romana in the Cup. O'Rourke here has an opportunity for Waffle shoots, and Van Neuer with another good save. Van Neuer is on his A game today. The last Cup match, Cairo fell 4-2 to Red Star Laos. So Van Neuer has not been having the best of games in front of goal. But again, Van Neuer is a rookie. That's nothing to be ashamed of. It's a learning process. And the longer that you play the game, the better you're going to be at it. That's just kind of how things work. As a Cairo counter is turned into a Montreal counter, with Patterson driving to the line, through ball intended for O'Rourke, but Normus gets there first. O'Rourke up the wing, back to Calavera, shoots from distance. Van Neuer blocks, could have held, but didn't. Will that come back to haunt him? No. Loud. Oh, it may. Noodle with a shot, but it's high. A little bit of sloppy play in their own box there by Cairo, but it does not come back to hurt them. And we are now rolling through the half. McFlopface, recent acquisition from Catalonia, was traded along with 2 first-round picks for Wesley Staines. As here's a through ball for Jean-Claude, who is well offside. So this is the first match in a Cairo uniform for Floppy McFlopface. Cup Noodle back for Myler Cinnamon to Puttinesca to Phantom Benzel to Fred. Fred through ball intended for Pedersen, but Normus gets there first, bops it over for Van Neuer. A little bit of a dangerous pass with Paul Waffle right there, but nothing hurt in the long run. And then Phantom Benz moves it back to Adam Rage, the new to D2 keeper. Wartooth, Calavera, Noodle, waiting for somebody to take a run. Nobody does. Wartooth up to O'Rourke. O'Rourke has an opportunity in his missed wide. And it'll be a goal kick for Cairo. Pedersen, long throw for Waffle. Pedersen cross, Phantom Benz hits the side netting just a bit narrow there, or just a bit wide there. And that means that at the half, we will have a 0-0 match. And Cairo, with only 1 shot that was not on target, is not something that you're going to be able to win a game with. They're going to want to get that rectified and start hammering shots at the net as soon as they possibly can. Whereas Montreal, on the other hand, they've I think that 1 goal would be fair for them at this point. Van Neuer has made some great saves to keep them out of the back of the net, but as here we do have Kjell Holmberg coming on for Toki Wartooth. I think that's at the right defender position. Cup Noodle for O'Rourke in the box to the line. Back for Holmberg, up to O'Rourke again. Prime time. Seps. Loudrip with a free from basically a corner position on the opposite end will come to nothing. O'Rourke driving, has Waffle in front of him. Just deeks past McFlopface there. Back for Fred. Fred shoots, but it's high. Normus for Arasov. Back to prime time. Loudrip to Arasov. Intended through ball, but McGlaskins wasn't really expecting it, and Holmberg gets to it first. Headed on for Noodle by Waffle, I think, but nothing doing there, and we'll have a mirror image on the opposite end. Rage back to Cinnamon. To Calavera, to O'Rourke, looking for the Waffle run. Does not quite get it. Passes back to Puttinesca. Fred to O'Rourke. Here's Pedersen on the left wing. That's a cross for Waffle, and that misses wide. and high. I must say, I've been very surprised that Cairo did not come out swinging here in the second half. They did have a couple of good-looking opportunities, as there is a great save by Van Neuer off of the corner. I looked away for a split second. Another very close shot that's just off target. And now with only a third of the match left, Montreal is hurting for a goal. They really need to get one here. Pedersen puts in the corner. That's headed towards the net, but Van Neuer, another excellent save. Van Neuer is the player of the match, if you ask me right now. Absolutely keeping his team within the single point and even within the 3 points as of right now. Anything could happen on a counter. Here's Pedersen into Rourke. Stojakovic blocks back to Putaneska. Fred, Calavera, Noodle, Holmberg, Calavera again, Putaneska. And now they're just playing 1-2s, waiting for something to open up. Cinnamon through ball for Noodle. That's a good through ball. Noodle shoots, and Van Neuer. Oh, Van Neuer with a good save, but Noodle misplayed that. Noodle had Van Neuer beat on the left side, but instead it decided to come back to the center or the other side, and Van Neuer saw that one. And now Cairo on the counter with McFlopface forward for Arisov. Jean-Claude crashing. Cross comes in. It's for Noodle in the end, but it will go out for a throw. So Cairo still with an opportunity here on the Montreal end. Now Cairo working again. McFlopface for Jean-Claude. Back to Laudrup for McGlasgow. Has a shot, but shoots it right at Rage, and that is no problem for the experienced keeper. Holmberg, cross. Van Neuer gets up and gets it before Waffel does. Immediate distribution. Open to catch Jean-Claude. And now Pedersen on the near wing. Back for Fred. Over to Calavera to O'Rourke, who shoots. And Van Neuer, another excellent save. O'Rourke probably could have gone a bit closer to the post with that shot, but Van Neuer, excellent reflexes to get there. And now Cairo look like they might be getting a point out of this match. They just need to hold on for these last 12 or 13 minutes. That perhaps not the best decision there by Normus to just boot it into oblivion, but O'Rourke now has it. He's going to look for the cross to hit Waffel in the middle. He won't, but now here's Pedersen back to Fred. Putaneska all the way back to Phantomens, and they'll just wait for something to open now. Oh, there it is. Paul Waffel finally grabs the goal. No, he doesn't. It's offside. Cinnamon to Noodle. It was a very eccentric header. And yeah, Waffel is a good bit offside. Stojakovic was back there. Just ran a bit too early. And now the time winding down very quickly. Only a moment left. And it looks like it's going to be a 0-0 draw for Cairo against Montreal. One of the teams projected to finish the lowest in the standings has drawn one of the promotion favorites, and that is going to be 2 points that Montreal is going to desperately want back. Van Neuer is absolutely the player of the game here, saving 13 shots. That is an excellent performance for any goalkeeper, even more so for a rookie who has given up 11 in his last 2 games. That is an absolutely fantastic performance for Van Neuer. And then for Montreal, just the entire team did pretty well, with the exception of Paul Waffel. Just wasn't able to finish any of his shots. O'Rourke had some opportunities, wasn't able to put them away at the end of the day, and that is, I think Montreal will be hard done by a little bit. They probably should have had at least 1 goal there. I think they deserved at least 1. I could have seen 2. 3 might have been pushing it, but I mean, if you hold the opposition to only 2 shots and you have 10 times that number, you have 10 times the number of shots on target as well, then a 0-0 draw is extremely hard to take. But that will bring us into our next match. It's going to be Kaapstad against Schwarzwälder. Kaapstad, a season... I want to say they are a season 7 expansion team. No, they are a season 5 expansion team. If memory serves, they were relegated in the first relegation sequence, I guess you would say, the first time the relegation was introduced, and have been unfortunately able to climb back into Division 1 since, as there's a Whittington takeaway from Muffin, forward to Dion, has Tucker crashing back into Whittington to Gintonic, and here's Tucker again shooting, and that is in. That is an early 5th-minute goal for Rob Tucker, and that was just extraordinarily well worked for the Black Forest squad. Whittington just took it from Muffin, got it up to Dion, then back to Whittington. First touch past the Gintonic, first touch past the Tucker, and Tucker with the left-footed volley into the bottom corner just gets it past Dexter Hall, who by no means is anyone to shake a stick at. Dexter Hall has consistently been one of the best keepers in Division 2. It's only because so many shots come his way that he gives up so many goals. At a certain point, the percentages don't match what you would think they would. As here's Berbatov on the opposite side. It's a through ball for Dion. Kamavinga gets there first, though. It's headed out, and now Schenkinger to Whittington. They play a 1-2. All the way back to Saran Central. Little bit of a reset. And now they'll play all the way back to the keeper again. Keeper will absolutely launch it long. Tucker ends up with it, headed to Berbatov. Berbatov forward for Tucker. Tucker shoots, and that's in again. Rob Tucker with a double in the space of about 7 minutes. And only 13 minutes into the match, it's a 2-0 lead for Black Forest. Yeah, just Tucker nearly assisted himself there. That's a good through ball by Berbatov to put it into a position where Tucker has an opportunity to make that play. And then Tucker with the header straight to the feet of Berbatov alone. That's another deserved goal. I know the XG doesn't really say that, but XG is not the end-all, be-all at the end of the day. As here's Kaapstad now. Pass back to Kamavinga. David Doug forward to Muller, over to Calvator, up to De Silva. Taco Cat is on the edge, defending Calvator, back to Hogg, up to Muffin. Muffin through ball for Krustis. Krustis has it into the back of the net, but he's about 6 yards offside. Yeah, I mean, it was a really well-worked play, but you can't, that's maybe 6 yards is a bit much, but definitely 6 feet offside for Giannis Krustis Jr. Gintonic forward to Dion. Dion forward for Tucker. Tucker going for 3. No penalty called after the tackle by Cove, but it will be a corner. Interesting decision not to take the penalty, but at first glance, I didn't see anything that screamed for the free kick. So I'm inclined to agree with the referee's decision there. It looked pretty clean. Worsvalder still attacking now. Plank forward for Gintonic. Gintonic has an opportunity and is just missed. But he was offside anyway. That was very close on the offside call. Doug with a good through ball, but Schenkinger gets there before Muffin does. And now Whittington up the side, forward for Gintonic. Gintonic back for Whittington on the opposite end. Cross for Berbatov. Shoots off the post. Header goes off the post and it's cleared out. De Silva with an opportunity. Llewellyn gets there. Shuts it down, but here's Calvator. That's a attempted shot by Krustis, but it bounces off of Plank. Llewellyn back to Plank. Playing the 1-2. Zerhuni up the opposite end for Whittington. Whittington over to Gintonic. Gintonic forward for Berbatov. Berbatov looking to shoot. Doesn't have an angle. Doug takes it away. And now Dion with the throw. Zerhuni forward for Gintonic. Excellent little touch there. Gintonic with a shot, but didn't have a whole lot of mustard on it. And Hall, wearing the mustard-colored jersey, has a decently easy save, as that will bring us to the half. And I think this is about a score that is fair. I think that perhaps the first shot, or excuse me, perhaps the first goal at 6 minutes by the Black Forest was a little bit lucky. They might have had some, might have just been Dexter Hall wasn't quite into the match yet, made a mistake, but second goal was definitely deserved. And I mean, 8 shots, 4 on target, only 2 shots for Kaapstad. Kaapstad has, as a matter of fact, has yet to score a goal so far this season. Went scoreless in their first 2 matches in Division 2, and unfortunately were unable to score against Seoul in the Cup. They did have a substitution. I believe it was Kamavinga in for halftime orange slices. That may be incorrect. It was Zimmer in for halftime orange slices. My mistake. Oh, good grief. Dexter Hall with a beautiful save there off of an absolutely gorgeous shot from, I don't recall who it was from Black Forest that shot that, but what a beauty it was. Kaapstad looking to play out of the back. Kamavinga for Hogg, for Zimmer, for Muller. That's a through ball for Krustis. Krustis runs onto it, going to have to shoot from distance, and Saran Santral has enough to get his fingers on it, and Llewellyn will put it out for a throw. Best opportunity of the game for Kaapstad so far, and it did look very good. Perhaps chipping the keeper would have been a better move there, but really, I think that the decision was a good one regardless. Gin Tonic, that is taken away by Zimmer. Muffin hands it right back over. Now Dion to Gin Tonic. Back to Whittington. Whittington has tackled, loses the ball, and now Muffin is being swarmed by Black Forest players. And that will be that. Cove with the throw for De Silva. Hoofs it back to the midfield line after being essentially on the goal line. Now Doug for Cove, headed to Muller, to De Silva, to Calvator. Over to Krustis, to De Silva. De Silva has an opportunity, but Saran Santral makes the save. Another excellent chance for Kaapstad. But Saran Santral has proven superior in this instance. Rob Tucker with about 20 minutes to get a hat trick here. He's very close. Has had a couple of good opportunities. De Silva back to Cove, over to Doug for Kaapstad. Cove over to Doug again, and now it's Zimmer. De Silva now over to Krustis, up to Calvator. Muffin crashing on the opposite side. Ball comes to him. Muffin shoots, but skies it. And it is over the net. It'll be a goal kick. Kaapstad certainly having some decent opportunities here. They're looking pretty attacking, waiting for things to open up, taking advantage of them when they do. Hasn't resulted in a goal yet, but it is encouraging to see that progress from them. As I almost said their former name, but Black Forest appeared to be decently satisfied to just run out the clock. After these last few opportunities from Kaapstad, can't say I blame them. Taco Cat now forward for Tucker. Tucker has an opportunity, and Tucker has his hat trick. There it is. 3-0 for Schwarzwälder. And with that goal, Rob Tucker is all of a sudden, at the very least, tied with Furious Chicken for the leader in goals. I don't recall if Tucker had 1 goal already. And, I mean, that's not the best. Dexter Hall probably should have saved that, to be quite honest. But it is 3 for Tucker. Now Dion forward for Whittington. Back to Zerhuni. To Schenkinger. To Plank. Black Forest isn't done. Tucker has it now to Berbatov, and Berbatov has put it into the stands behind the net. Final waning moments of this match. 20 seconds left. Kaapstad. De Silva had a good run, and that was an excellent opportunity for Kaapstad, but they did not have anyone that was close enough to get onto that and tap it in. And so it will be a 3-0 fall for Kaapstad. Unfortunately, have yet to score this season still, but a great hat trick from Rob Tucker for the Black Forest side. 3 different assisting players on that squad. And I think that was really just a dominant win for the Black Forest. I don't know if there's much other way to put it. Well worked in pretty much every capacity. Excellent taking advantage of what they could. Kaapstad had a couple good opportunities, but Sarah Central was right there to shut them down, and that's you can't ask for anything more than that. That means that our next match of the evening, the penultimate match, is going to be Red Star Lao and Seoul Mythic. And I should note that Montreal, with that draw, means they sit on 5 points now. Schwarzwälder also now on 5 points with a +3. Montreal with a +2 means that Schwarzwälder has jumped Montreal in the standings. Cairo is now Seoul 7th, and Kaapstad is now Seoul 8th. Our 1st, 3rd, 4th, and 5th are yet to play. And Red Star sitting in 5th place in the table. Well, 6th technically as of now. That was nearly a great opportunity for Danny Paul. Seoul is shut down. Hugh Mann, however, has it again, and it's Paul again. Back to Trinard, over to Kennedy, forward for Paul. Norris with a great tackle. Nothing but ball, and Lee Fist has put it in. The great tackle doesn't matter, and Seoul is on top early thanks to the Loney scoring. Or no, that's not a Loney, I apologize. The former Catalonia player scoring on Red Star Lao from what I believe is the right defender position. Just gets it right past Josh Kanders into the back of the net. It's an early 1-0 lead. Red Star over to Chicken, who currently sitting on 3 goals, is one of the leaders in the league. Chicken cross in, but not able to come down with it is Red Star. Williams forward for Changshan Princess. Wilk up for Chicken. Changshan forward for Chicken again. Tato is crashing. Oh, off the post. Excellent opportunity there for Red Star, but it's just off of the post. Nothing more you can really do. Just a few inches to either or to the left, and that is in off of the post, and it doesn't bounce out. That's, just poor luck for Red Star. Also, poor luck for Seoul right there. That header very nearly coming into contact with the post. Red Star attacking again. Jones in for Tato, but Tenderloin is there first. Aloisi over for Paul. Paul on the near side, forward towards the line. Cross. Aloisi gets ahead to it, but it is wide. And as I take a drink, it's the second goal of the match for Seoul Mythic FC. It is Cole Mertz off of a free kick. Essentially a corner. Chouinard puts it in. Mertz gets up above Norris, and Chicken gets it past Kanders and makes it 2-0. Kanders with a good reaction time, but enough venom on that header to make sure that the reaction time does not matter. Here we have Mike Checker on a yellow again. That is a normal sight. Chicken cross. Doesn't get anywhere. Fist over to sides. DeBurnia shoots, but he is missed just wide. Yeah, as I've said multiple times in casts now, that Red Star is a team that is not afraid to pick up yellows to make sure to do their best, absolute best, to get every chance to win a match. DeBurnia is going to shoot from distance, but Neuer is right there and holds on to it. Boots are long. And now Red Star with it. Jones forward for Tato. Tato attempts a cross, but it bounces off a tenderloin to Jones. Jones forward for sides. Tato has an opportunity for Ramos. Oh, what a goal that would have been from Chicken if that had found the net. But it did not, and a bunch of bounces don't do it Red Star any favors. Wilk pass forward for sides. Chicken now. Gets away from Chicken just a bit. Man picks it up, but Chicken steals it right back. Over to Wilk. To Shangshan. To DeBurnia. Cleared Norris, recent signing for Red Star. Shangshan over to DeBurnia. Forward for Chicken. Over to sides. Back to Chicken. Chicken has a run. Chicken's going to shoot. Chicken cannot get there. Neuer picks it up. Attempted the near post trickery. But Neuer read it the whole way. Wilk for DeBurnia. Over to Wilk again. There's for Sides. Sides is going to shoot from distance, but Neuer again just reaches his hands up and hauls in that shot. That's just about going to bring us to the half. And there it is, halftime in Red Star. And it's a bit of a disappointing first half for Red Star. They have the same number of shots, but double the shots on target with 2-4. And are down 2-0. Josh Kanders has not made a save yet today, unfortunately. Both shots on target for Seoul have found purchase in the back of the net. Admittedly, a very difficult shot to block was that header. No blaming the keeper on that one. The other one, early game jitters perhaps. Second time we've seen that is Mark Spoon comes on for Rafael Ramos at that left defense position for Seoul. The Red Star has had some good, solid quality opportunities. They are actually winning the XG battle, which, again, XG only matters as much as you make it, but it is a decent indicator at how much you can expect the team to be scoring based off their shots. In this case, however, it is not rolling the way that Red Star wants it to. 54th, Williams for DeBurnia. Over to Checker. Williams goes all the way back to Josh Kanders, who's about 14 miles out of his box. Dominic Wilk, flanked by Kennedy. Kennedy has been one of the strongest performers on the Seoul offense this season as a right midfielder, I want to say. I apologize if that's incorrect, but I believe he is a right midfielder. Oh, great through ball for Aloisi. Aloisi has an opportunity, and Aloisi just cooked Josh Kanders. That was, I mean, he's been deep fried. Kennedy from Man got it forward to Paul. Paul with a great searching through ball for Aloisi just beats Williams. And then Aloisi, I mean, he's been sauteed, stir-fried. Kanders beaten very badly there. And Seoul has kept with their trend of scoring with every shot on target, much to the dismay of Red Star supporters. Oh, it's a fourth. They are 4 for 4. And it's Baraka Aloisi on this occasion off of a corner. 2 set-piece goals for Seoul Mythic. And this has very quickly gone from well within reach to a rout. Aloisi above the head of Checker, past the outstretched hands of Kanders. And I think at this point, Red Star is just demoralized. Jones over to Checker. Jones is going to shoot. Oh, well, there it is. Jones has scored. They're going to need to run very quickly if they're going to get back into this, but it is not a shutout for Red Star, at least. Checker got it forward to Jones, who took it away from Spoon. He played a 1-2 with Checker. And then, that is a very difficult angle for Jones to make that shot from. Neuer didn't even see it coming through two bodies of his own. And, just precision finish. That's well done from Hunter Jones. Man tackled. Or excuse me, yeah. No, I was right. Man tackles DeBernia. The Laos will end back up with it. Jones to Checker to DeBernia to Jones. Going to be a through ball for Tato, but Tenderloin gets a foot on it, and Mertz will end up with it. Gets to the opposite side of the half field, and Red Star will have it again. Forward for Tato. Aloisi ends up with it. Going to put it over to Ryan. Ryan is going to dribble up the left side. Forward for Aloisi. Aloisi forward for Ryan. Ryan looking for a shot. Shoots, and that is saved by Josh Canders. The streak has been broken. Seoul will not score on all of their shots on target today. Ryan for Aloisi. Attempted shot, but Norris gets there just in time to break that up. Lee Fist with a long throw. Danny Paul controls. Back to Kennedy. Kennedy back to Man. Man up for Paul, but Canders will get there first. Dives onto the ball. Over to Norris. Changshan and Wilk are involved now. Over to Checker. Not the best pass. Ryan gets it over to Man, to Aloisi, to Paul, to Kennedy. Kennedy shoots. Just misses. And Gunnar Kennedy has been one of the best players in the league so far this season. Leads the league upon entering this match in average rating by a strong margin. Has scored a goal and has 3 assists, which is tied with Felix Arasov of Cairo, who did not score this match, for first in the league with 3. Spoon for Aloisi up to Paul. Norris gets to it first, hands it over to Canders, and takes care of that. DeBernia for Chicken, but Fist is there first. Man for Paul, Paul for Kennedy, and that is it. I didn't even notice we were near the end of the match, but it is a 4-1 rout by Seoul. I think that it's a extremely unfair final result for Red Star. I certainly think that perhaps they didn't deserve to get a win. I think a draw would have been reasonable. It's just that, unfortunately, Canders struggled extremely mightily today. Just did not have his best day at the office, which it happens to everybody, but it's kind of more prominent when you are a goalkeeper to not have your best day. That means that Red Star will finish today in 6th with a 2-point advantage over Cairo, and now sit 2 points back of Schwarzwälder and Montréal. Seoul currently tied with Paris for the lead in the league, although that is going to change here very shortly in one way or another. Paris and London are our next match up, and we kick that off here now. Early attempt for a goal there. Through ball attempted. Oud gets a head. Good grief. Oud gets his head to it, forces Yabo to get across quickly, but nothing doing in the end. Winner of this match will take possession of first in the table. If it is a draw, then first would go to Paris. Paris on the attack. Cortez on the far wing. Back to Brisky. Brisky passed it to somebody. I'm not quite sure what the intent there was, but Paris back up with it after a poor clearance from London. Zanetti to Orvat to Alistair. Over to Papadopoulos. Papadopoulos has it in. The flag is down, and that means that Paris will take the lead. 1-0 Paris. Zanetti with a pass back to Horvat up to Alistair. Alistair put it to Papadopoulos. I mean, it's so incredibly difficult for keepers to save shots like that, where the striker's standing right in front of you with a cross coming directly to his foot. He can do whatever he wants with it. You basically just have to guess and then hope that you can get across enough to even get a finger on the ball. And we see so many goals scored in the SSL that way. Just the striker standing in front, cross comes in, taps it in from one side or the other. The keeper has no chance at it. Not because of lack of effort or lack of position. Oh, here's Papadopoulos. Oh, that is... Oh. Catastrophe for London. Zanetti put in a cross, but Oud got to it first. And then McGurk gave it to Divesin a lot. They tried to play the 1-2, but Papadopoulos got in between them, stole the ball away. Yeboah wasn't expecting it. Papadopoulos shot quickly. Yeboah with a good reaction time, but just not quick enough. And that means that Paris is going to take a 2-0 lead off of a Papadopoulos brace. London going to want to attack now to get some of that ground back. That is a very demoralizing start to a half, and they are going to striking before the end of the half. As here's Jerry. Jerry has hit the top of the post. He was onside that time, too. The top of the post is called the crossbar. My apologies, it's quite late. Rama to Millar, back to Rama again, but that's a bit far, and Papadopoulos with a tackle means that Bull has it. Bull for Papadopoulos, but Oud is there. Over to Rama. Rama back to dives in a lot. Forward for Jerry. Back to McGurk. To Hood, who will dribble sideways and give it to dives in a lot. Dribbles forwards. Cross back for Millar. McGurk now for Clements for Pinkman. Over to Rama. Rama picks it up forward for Pinkman. Pinkman has an opportunity, but boy, Barfoot gets a hand to it, and that will be a save and a corner for London. Jerry putting the corner in. Headed out by Washburn. Jerry tracks it down quickly. Oud over to Jerry again. Back to Oud. Back to Millar. Millar over to dives in a lot. Up to Bjorkus. Bjorkus will dribble towards the line briefly. Put in a cross, and that is controlled by Paris, but London gets it right back. And that will be that. Zanetti with a throw deep in London territory. Malachi Black for Orvat for Zanetti. Black again. Zanetti for Horvat. Horvat shooting. Nope, that was a pass. McAllister with a shot on target. Tony Yeboah with a good save. Bounces it out for a corner. And now Jay Brisky to put that corner in. Tons of bodies in that one, but headed out. McAllister chases it down. Over to Brisky again. Over to Cortez. That was a good game sense from Cortez there to try and put that forward onto Brisky, but Brisky didn't get the message, and that will go out, and that will be halftime. It is a brace by Papadopoulos at the 11th and 22nd. That puts Paris up 2 as of now. London, I'm sure, is going to get a firm talking to from their coach at the half here. While Paris is going to be told to not let the opposition get back into it. London is a very capable football team. I would not at all be surprised to see them score 3 here and take a 3-2 victory if it comes down to it. They are not a team that you can count out at any point for any reason, especially when Kay Clements is there. Speaking of Clements, that's forward for Pinkman. Clements again now over to McGurk, who shoots. That's high. That is not quite the finish that you would want. But for a midfielder that's not used to finishing, a valiant effort nonetheless. Rama for McGurk. That is bounced off of Bull, I believe, and Bartlett will jump up and grab. Bartlett rolls it to Snooks, who passes to Brisky. Brisky covered by Pinkman, back to Snooks. Snooks back to Bartlett. Washburn up to Horvat, back to Zanetti. Zanetti forward for Alistair. Alistair. Papadopoulos is lurking, waiting for the opportunity. Zanetti has it now, up to Horvat again, over to Alistair. Alistair, there's the cross. It's for Heather Bowl this time, and that is picked up by Tony Abella. Bjork is pushing for London. Only about 30 minutes for London to do something. They need to get it going very quickly here. McGurk has it now. McGurk, that is a block by Heather Bull. Excellent tackle. And it'll be a throw for London that shut down a very big opportunity there for the British. Time passing quickly. 10 minutes and change left. Brisky with a corner. That is in. It's Snooks, the central defender, off of the set piece, has gotten it past Tony Yeboah, and that is the dagger. Paris will take home this victory. The only question is by how much. Just a great charge from Snooks, a redirect off of the... I mean, that's just beautifully played. Excellent set-piece attack. That's one that the set-piece coach will be very proud of. Because there's a red for Horvat. I am so sorry, that is not a red. That is a yellow for Horvat. And we are now about a minute past the final whistle. There it is. London will take a very difficult 3-0 defeat. That is quite harsh. London, I don't think that they had a shot that I would say... I don't know that... I think that a 1-0 score would have been quite reasonable. A 1-0 score would have been reasonable. I think 2-1 would have been fine. 3-0 that is a very difficult line to take for London based on what we just saw. That is difficult to swallow based on that second Papadopoulos goal. The first one was just a thing of beauty. The corner goal is, you see that every once in a while. It is what it is. Corners are scored at pretty much, anything can happen any given Sunday, as they say in American football, and the same thing applies to anything can happen any given match day here in the SSL. And as we get a look at our table, it's going to be Paris with a 1-game clearance on Seoul, who defeated Red Star 4-1 today. Paris with a 3-0 victory over Inter London, of course, and Inter London is going to fall to 5th because of that. Montreal United has jumped 1 spot. Have gotten past London thanks to their draw with Cairo. Whereas Schwarzwälder, with that win, have jumped above Montreal thanks to goal difference. Paris and Seoul sitting in 1st and 2nd, respectively. Seoul only losing to Paris, and Paris with a perfect 9 out of 9 points so far and a +5 goal differential. That is, Paris looks to be in control in the very, very early stages of this season, but I mean, it's 3 match days in. This is a 14 match day season. We're not even 25% of the way in. Anything can happen. This table could be flipped completely upside down by match day 7, by the start of match day 7. So it is always, it's very interesting to see what happens at a given match day. I am a bit surprised that Seoul was able to beat Red Star so heavily. The Paris victory over London was quite heavy. Cairo, I am a bit surprised they were able to pull it out against Montreal. just a rebuilding team against a team that's vying for promotion. Being able to hold them to a draw is impressive. A 0-0 draw, even more so. And then Schwarzwälder able to take care of business against Kaapstad thanks to some excellent play. That, I think, is the game that made the most sense, the final scoreline, to what we saw today. But that will do it for me tonight, or today, I suppose. This has been match day 3 of the Simulation Soccer League Division 2. I have been Laser. I have been by myself tonight, and we will see you in just a few hours for Division 1 match day 4. Some very interesting results last time in Division 1. And with the 4th match day coming very shortly, it's going to be a blast to see how that plays out. Parity is at an all-time high in that division, and it's going to be absolutely incredible. But we will see you there.